Hi pilots and co-pilots, Brian here. Today we're in beautiful British Columbia in Vancouver at CYVR. We're going to be doing a short hop flight from CYVR down to Seattle, KSEA. It's late evening, well mid-evening, but the sun's just going down, so some of this flight will be at dusk and some of it will be in darkness, probably as we arrive in Seattle. As you can see, the footage looks pretty good. This is the sceneries by, I think, TDG for Vancouver, freeware. I have, of course, Ortho for XP running for most of it. Not around Vancouver due to some performance issues, but you can see the nice mapping of the North Shore Mountains in the distance. We're going to get programmed up in the air, and you'll join me for the important bits of the flight. So over in SkyVector here, we have today's route. We're going from, this is YVR, the airport that we're at right now. We're going to be flying via the YVR waypoint there. We'll be heading south, switching between US and Canadian and US airspace again. Somewhere here, which is about there, is Jawbon, Jawbn, where we take a slight turn there. And on the Jawbon 6 approach towards Seattle. Around about this point, I hope we should be able to hit ATIS. And we'll understand which are the active runways for KSEA, and then we'll be able to set up our final approach accordingly. We'll be using the GPS today a lot because it is going to be nighttime. So we're back in the Baron 58 now. As you can see, the sun is going down pretty quick, although it's a nice sky right now. It's going to be dark soon. So we want to get programmed up as quick as we can and in the air. I shall do that. Some of this flight will be in the dark. And so it is not a VFR flight, so I will be utilizing my GPS and using my autopilot as well to ensure I stay on course. I'm still trying to get the hang of flying at night, which is my key thing right now. It's certainly in smaller aircraft. I'm just going to my beacon on, open my throttles up. I'm just going to get the engines running so that they're warming up. And the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that my temperatures here are above zero. That's because I had to do a little engine test just now and a sound check to make sure you could actually hear my volume and hear the plane as well. Hopefully I've got it adjusted just about right so you can at least get the feel for the plane and me talking. So you can see the beautiful mountains there. Look at that. It's quite a lovely evening here. The airport, as I said, I think before, is by TDG, a guy on explain.org, freeware scenery. Pretty good. Right, so I'm going to turn my avionics master on now. I will turn the panel on. Right now I'm going to turn the flood on so we get a bit more light in here. I'll put my strobe on as well because we are going to be ready to go, and I'll put my nav lights on in a minute and my taxi lights when I'm ready to go. So let's bring this up here where you can see it. I'm going to go to the flight plan. Click the button in the middle to select it. Oops, and immediately I screw up. Let's go down one. Right, click on there, go to Y. V. This takes a little while. Be great with real rotary knobs to actually have a real dash in front of me, but that's a little project for later this year. I will make some videos. I plan to make my own switch panel. I think that'll be fun. Fun little project. YVR, accept. Then we're going to Jawbon. Go down one. Across, across. In this direction this time. Where it's faster. Then we go up for B and N. Jawbon. Enter. Accept. And I will put K. Although we don't really need to even go this far because I'll be selecting an approach and stuff. Let's put in KSEA just so we know our whole flight's there. KS. E. Hey. Enter. Accept. There we go. Actually, I'm going to close my cowl flaps for a minute, get the engine up to temperature. Make sure we tune to ATIS, see what's going on. So, going to be one, is it 126.4 or 124.6?
Vancouver
There we go.
INTL information Papa. 100 Zulu weather. Wind 110 at 8, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 6,500 scattered, 14,500 overcast, temperature 9, dew point -13. Altimeter 3014. Arriving runways 08 right, 08, 08 left, departing runways 08 right, 08, 08 left. Advise on initial contact you have Papa.
Okay. So we're going on 08 right. I'm going to go out here and taxi all the way down to the end. I'm not sure with this scenery why it creates this as an extra runway. I'm pretty sure in real life that isn't. But, well, it's the best scenery I can do right now. So we'll go with that. Let's turn my map off. Right. It's fading light, so I'm going to put my nav light on. I'm also going to put my taxi light on. Oh, I should have... I'll put them on ready for when we take off. We'll put pitot heat on, or pitot. We don't need prop sync on until actually we're flying. Okay, everything else looks good. We have our flight plan in there, and I'll put that on standby for now. Although, of course, I don't have real ATC with me today, and I'm not using VATSIM yet. I did log on to VATSIM for the first time the other day, and then I promptly wasn't brave enough to actually fly with it. My problem is I keep doing research on VATSIM, and then I get all these horror stories of people being unhappy with them when they don't know exactly how to do it. So I know it's not like that, but right now I'm not quite comfortable with actually partaking in VATSIM, but I really would certainly love to fly around this area with air traffic control soon, maybe soon. I'm going to start heading out now. Got quite the long taxi. Don't worry, you're not going to be with me for the whole taxi. I will edit the video. You'll get to join me just at the end. Although this does look pretty cool right now. I'm not going to cut this bit out. Look at that. There's some big heavies over there. All the different, there's FedEx and Purelator and DHL. They've all got their lots up this end. And we are starting our long taxi up towards the other end. Beautiful mountains over there. And if you're a regular to this airport, it's probably very recognizable to you. Anyway, I shall see you at the other end of this long taxi. Welcome back. You can see we've got a slight wind, but it's not too strong. Luckily we're taking off straight into it. We're just at the end of our taxi along that strange extra runway that doesn't exist in real life. I wonder if the Canada for X-Plane guys are thinking of doing a CYVR. That would be good. I would really look forward to that if they did. They've done some great Canadian scenery. There's a lot out now. There are quite a few different people. It's making it really enjoyable to fly around Canada again now. No more empty runways. So we are going to swing around to the end here. You can just see the water in the distance. Just see the mountains on Vancouver Island in the distance there. Swing around, you can see Vancouver lit up in the distance. How beautiful is that, eh? What a lovely evening time flight this is going to be. Now ATC have already cleared us to go straight onto the runway. Unrealistic, I know, but I know I'm the only plane in my universe here. I should get out of the habit really, because that won't be the case if I'm flying with VATSIM. Okay, let's start squawking, although, as I said, I'm setting 1200 on the transponder, but that's not entirely accurate, is it? This is not a VFR flight. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my cowl flaps. I'm going to put my landing lights on, turn my taxi lights off. Although I could probably have kept them on. That's set, that's set. Everything is set. I should put my fuel boost pumps on, although I know they don't do anything in this model, don't think. Pitot or Pitot we'll deal with in a bit. Everything else is good. We have our lights, we have our engine, everything's warm. We are good to go. Gently ease the throttle up. Whoa, got a bit darker. And ease back on the stick. Bit of a bounce there on takeoff, not my best. Gear up. And start climbing. Goodbye Vancouver, look at that. Lovely. Just see the edge of the airport down there, and there's Vancouver all laid out in the distance. Nice. Now ATC are giving us our instructions now to turn towards CYVR. Let's have a look on here. So, yeah. Round we come. I do love evening and nighttime lighting. Just looks stunning. And I'm just trying to continue my climb. We're going to be flying to 12,000 feet. It's pretty high for this beast, I guess. The air's a little thin up there. I'm going to keep my landing lights on, certainly for the time being. We're in busy airspace and I'm a tiny little aircraft. The air's cooling down. There is a bit of moisture around, so I'm actually going to put my heat on. I'm going to turn my flood off. Certainly don't need to see that. Okay, we're going to be approaching our waypoint soon. You can see all the crossings over the river there. That must be, I think, Boundary Bay down there. I should probably focus more on the flying and less on the looking out the window, but it does look great. I absolutely love the look of that. Let's just have a quick look back, shall we? That's awesome. Look at that. Ooh. Always does a bit of a funny when you switch back. Oh, and the weather's changed. Good old explain weather. If it's going to be misty, I'm going to start getting the autopilot on. For the autopilot, we're set to GPS. GPS on there. Okay, I want to select nav. Put my flight director on as well. And I'll control my climb. Let's do up, up, up. That should give us hopefully about 500. Oh, it's giving us a little over that. Maybe it'll settle off for about 500 feet per minute. I'll put the prop sync on. I'll start adjusting the engine actually for a slightly better climb. We're still not got a lot of temperature here. Pretty much off the bottom actually for the engines. So you know what? I am going to shut my cowl flaps right now. Ooh. It would appear the weather changed while I was looking down. Oh, I see the mist cleared out again. Goodbye, Canada. Pretty calm night out over the water, and we're just coming up to our first level of the cloud here. Oh, and again, the weather's just... It must be, I think, picking up two different meta on the NOAA plugin that I use, and it's kind of jumping between what it gets. The one minute we get mist, and the next minute we don't. Unfortunate. Okay. We've passed our YVR. We have 28 minutes now to our next waypoint. So I'm going to climb and then level off, and I should join you in a bit. So while I'm still climbing out from Vancouver here, I actually thought I'd show you the chart of what I'm expecting to happen. So it's the Jawbone or Jawbone, whatever, 6 arrival into Seattle, Tacoma down here. So we're going to be coming from Vancouver. That's where we are right now. We're heading down here. We were going to be at 12. I think I am going to fly at 10,000 feet. We come into Jawbone here, and then we'll head to Diggin. It does say about if we're going to be in a prop, we can maintain 10,000 feet if we're landing north. But I don't think we're going to be, so we shall see. So we'll be at 10,000 feet down to here, and then we'll find out about our approach. I think we're going to be probably coming in on runway 16, probably 16 right. We'll see how we do. It's getting dark pretty quick actually tonight, and we're just going through some cloud layers right now. I think you can see the light off in the distance there. That's CYYJ, that's Victoria International Airport on Vancouver Island. And we are just making our way, I think, from Canadian airspace into US airspace. Let's just have a look around here. It's pretty misty looking tonight. The clouds are swirling around us as we fly. I have no doubt my recording software is having a hell of a time with the digital artifacting on that. And we're over water right now. Let's have a look on the map and see where we are. So here on Google Maps, you can see we basically, that's where Vancouver Airport is. We've actually come down across here. We are now heading, we're actually now into US airspace, and we'll be remaining in US airspace from now on. We've got Orcas Island, San Juan, Shore Island, Lopez, then we'll be back across the water. Port Townsend, somewhere around here is where Jawbone starts, and then we'll swing to the right facing towards Seattle, and hopefully we'll get a 16 right approach down into the airport. But there we go, we're going to still be tracking, but we've got a little ways to go. We're up here, so I'll join you at probably when we're a little closer down to Port Townsend, so you can see how the flight's going. So we're getting near to Jawbone. I'm just tuned into ASIS and I'm going to wait to see if when they pop on and I can actually hear what the situation is going to be like. So hopefully that'll be pretty soon.
Seattle,
Oh, here we go.
INTL information,
Here we go.
Quebec. 200 Zulu weather. Wind 260 at 15.
Okay.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions 1400 broken, 6100 overcast, 14,000 broken, temperature 11, dew point 8. Altimeter 3022. Arriving runway 34 right, departing runway 34 right. Advise on initial contact, you have Quebec.
Okay, we are doing a north landing, so we'll stay at 10,000 for now. I'm going to... you know what I'm going to do before I do that? I'm going to turn my...
Seattle, Tacoma.
I don't want to be listening to that all the time. That's the approach. Let's choose arrival. Whoop. 34 right. Let's just zoom out a bit and see where that takes us. No use. Let's have a look at the flight plan. The vectors. Yeah, okay. So what I'll actually do, I go up and select my approach. Okay, I need to go look at my chart to figure out which of those I need to be. So unfortunately you can't see this. Well, actually I will try to map this in the video afterwards. See how clever I am. Okay. So it's going to be an RNAV 34 right. We'll figure out what waypoint. Where do we want our transition to be? Sonder if we can, or anything closer. Cincinnati? No. Sidug? Where's Sidug? No, that's way down. Okay, we want Sonder. Okay. And I am going to look at... You know, I think I'm actually gonna... Oops. Cursor down. There we go. We should start now on our approach. And we are turning. So by the time we reach Sonder, we want to be at 6,000 feet. We are at 10,000 right now. However, I have another 18 minutes before we get close. So I shall pause the video for now because it's now. Let's have a look outside. It's dark. There's not a lot to see right now. Maybe if the cloud clears whilst we're going past Seattle, I will record some more. Otherwise, you'll see me nearer Sonder when we're starting our approach in towards the runway. Well, the weather seems to have cleared slightly, and we have a pretty good view of Seattle here. You can see. And there's the airport we've actually gone past. That looks pretty amazing, doesn't it? I love night flying. It's my new favourite thing. But anyway, something I need to deal with right now. I need to start descending. We need to be pretty much at 6,000 feet by the time we get to Sounder. I'm not sure what the naming is for that. And now we're going to be coming down at about, what have we got there? About 700 feet per minute. We have about 4.5 minutes there, just under 4 minutes. 7 4s 28. Okay, we might need to up that a little bit. Okay, I just checked my engine temperatures. I had to close the cowl flaps again because things are getting quite cool. They're actually quite warm right now. Let's just drop the RPM a little bit. And I am going to increase my descent rate right now. I'm leaving it on autopilot so I don't get disoriented. Yep, the cloud's back in. We've gone past a cloud. We cannot see any of the city. I have no visual reference points outside my cockpit right now. We're coming up on Sundar. You can see we're basically going to loop back on ourselves and start our approach. Oh, and again the weather has made the mist disappear. I do wish it was a little smoother. Keeping our speed up, of course, because we're in the airspace of a big international airport and they don't like little old planes bumbling around at slow speed. So we are now 2 minutes away. We're descending at 1,000 feet per minute. And we need to be at 6,000 feet. I think we'll be okay. We need to be at 5,000 for Neil. 4,000 for Clues. Okay. And we'll be our approach coming in. We should be okay. It's something I'm going to do right now. I don't have the chart with me, so I'm going to cheat. Well, it's not really cheating, but using the tools that are available. What am I tuned to? 34 right. Okay. I'll tune my radios for later. But I'm still on GPS for now, but that will help us with our approach. Wonder how busy it is down on the roads down there. Oh yeah, there's a fair few tail lights and yep, quite busy. How about in the streets down here? Not so busy. Most people are home. Okay, we have a minute. And we're at 6,400. I'll ease off my descent slightly there. Again, still using instruments. It's getting pretty dark. I'm actually going to put my landing lights on. Problem is that lights up the mist. So I'll just hold my altitude for a minute. Oh, here we go on the turn. So we're doing that turn, and Neil is our next target, for which we need to be at 5,000 feet. So I'm going to start my descent again. So I'm trying to adjust my trim so it gives me 1,000 feet a minute descent, because we need that. Hello Seattle. Look at that. And I can see the runways up ahead for Seattle Tacoma. We're 20 seconds away and we want to be at 5,000. I'll just adjust my heading to match where I'm going. Oop. Right, we were a little high there. We're not quite descending fast enough there. Let's start to slow down a little bit. So at Clues we need to be at 4,000. We have a minute. And we'll keep an eye on our... we're on the glide slope, but it's a bit ridiculous that we would pick it up this far out. Maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't. We have 30 seconds until we reach Clues. And then Buck is our next at 2200. And by then I hope to be able to pick up the glide slope and use that for my approach. Still a fair bit of mist, but I can see the city. I do have visual references. I feel a little happier. Okay, 15, 14. Roughly on target. There we go. Within 7 seconds. I'll take that. Oop. Apparently we've got a bit of a correction there on the GPS. And our next target is Buck at 2,200. You can see we're actually slightly below the glide slope here. I'm easing off my descent slightly there. But in my making sure my mixture is full. My prop pitch is full. How the air temperature's doing? They're pretty cool, but I got my flaps closed, cowl flaps closed. My landing lights are on. I'm going to turn my fuel boost pumps on. Air temperature's still around 0, and we have moisture by the looks of it. Heat stays on. I'm actually going to level off because we're below the glide slope here. Lost a lot of speed there. Let's just get the manifold. There we go. A bit happier now. Now we're coming back onto the glide slope there. I'm going to start coming down again. So if I switch to V-lock, there we go. I managed to select glide slope now. We're now using the ILS to control our descent. I think I'm going to take that off. Little mist ahead of us, but not too bad. Okay, now I'll bring the flaps out. That should make us balloon a little. And gear is going down. Maybe a bit early. The other day I did a flight into Seattle and landed on the right. Actually, it was on 16 right, so I was way out. And it was a long taxi all the way in. It seemed to take almost as long as the flight. I'm just cheating, raising my seat a bit so I can see what I'm doing. I put my gear down way early. That's alright. I mean, I got my flaps down, but I don't want to go too slow at this stage. Down we come. Busy city down there. Somebody will tell me technically I'm not looking at Seattle at that point, that it's some other neighborhood. That's fine. Hopefully within the next couple of 100 feet this kind of misty cloud should disappear, because it's really annoying. Yeah, there we go. Letis was right. Okay, I'm going to ease off on the speed again, drop the speed. I can just about see 2 reds and 2 whites on the pappies. I'm really happy. On the center line. Down we come, 1100 feet. I think the landing altitude is about 433 for elevation. So we have about 600 feet to go. We got landing flaps now. That made us balloon slightly, but that's okay. Just adjust the throttles up a bit. Slightly high, I think, on the glide slope right now. But in general, we're doing pretty well. I should disconnect the autopilot in a second. Oh, there's a lot of mist around there in those trees. Look at that. Oh, and then as we go through the cloud, it disappears. Okay, disconnecting the autopilot. We're going to land long, but that's fine. This is a very, very long runway. I do have trouble with this, judging, because it's a very wide runway, and I'm not used to that right now. Okay, I'm just looking out my side. Flare and a bit heavy, but we're down. So apply some braking, try and keep it under control. And can I make that turn? Oh, I'm going a little fast. Don't tell anybody. Okay, we made it off the runway. Pretty severely stressed, the undercarriage. But we made it down. Okay. Now that's where the heavies live, but I imagine somewhere up here, if I remember rightly on my airport chart, is the customs, US Customs, which is where we would be heading if we'd just flown in as a light aircraft, I'm sure. I have a sneaking suspicion I won't be able to find it. So I just need somewhere that looks cool to go and park. So I think this is an Alaska Airlines building over here. I'm going to go and park in front of them. And make my passengers get out and walk. Okay, let's go and pull up. Well, thank you very much for flying with me tonight. This has been a whole lot of fun. I should have my taxi lights on and my landing lights off. Now we'll pull in just in front here. We'll park with the cars, shall we? My brakes are on. And the flight director off. Okay. Just have one last look from outside, shall we? There we go. With my natty little paint job. Ooh. Bring my flaps up. And for those of you that were with me in the other video I made where we did our own paint jobs, I'm still flying with the paint job that we made that day. I never did finish the nose cone, but I think it looks cool. So thanks again for flying with me. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the night flying and the look of the city and the different effect it has. If you like my video, subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, like the video. Leave a comment if you have something to say. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching.